And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Sonic Origins Plus. In the last episode, we beat Sonic 2, and Eggman has been sent here to Angel Island. But we lost our Chaos Emeralds thanks to this red echidna. His name is Knuckles. And we're starting Sonic 3. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is probably my favorite game in the whole entire trilogy. Or quadrilogy, I guess you can say it, because CD's also lumped in there with Knuckles. I guess it's like 5 games when you really think about it. But Sonic 3 is really cool because it has such lush environments. The stages are really pretty to look at. This is probably the best looking game on the Genesis, in my opinion. And I like Sonic Sprite. Sonic Sprite has changed since the different game. I always like that too. But another thing that I like about Sonic 3 compared to the other ones is Sonic's got a little bit more movesets in his arsenal here. If you push A and you push the A button, like a little shield happens around Sonic. That is called an instance shield. That right there can be used to expand Sonic's hitbox just a little bit. And it can kind of damage some things that are like normally would be a little bit far away from Sonic, but doing that will extend his hitbox. But if we come over here and hit this rock here, we'll see a giant ring here, and this will transport us to the special stage. The special stages are different than the other Sonic games. They are hidden in the world. You have to find these cowcoes with these giant rings in them, and once you find them, you get transported to a blue sphere minigame, which is, simply put, you have to go and collect all the blue spheres. So what you have to do is, if you come around here on these blue spheres and you see them on this grid like this, if you encapsulate them, basically go around them in a closed box there, you'll turn them into rings and you can pick them up and whatnot. But the main objective of this special stage is we have to go and collect all the blue spheres. All the blue spheres need to be pretty much turned into red spheres. If you touch a red sphere, that takes you out of the special stage. I'm going to save those for last because I want to show something off here. Those 4 blue spheres will show off last. But as you can see, it progressively gets faster as time goes on. So we kind of want to go ahead and try to collect all the rings that we can here. We got a perfect. Perfect is a good thing to get. What that means is you got all the rings in the special stage. So it's always good. I'm really good at these blue spheres because this is the one I played the most. So you just kind of have to do that. And once you do that and collect all the blue spheres, you nab yourself a Chaos Emerald. As you saw at the beginning of the game, we lost our Chaos Emeralds. Knuckles knocked Super Sonic out of us and took all of them. But when you do get a perfect, as the game titles, you get basically an extra life for free because it's 50,000 points. So it's good to get that. So we got like 4 lives just doing that special stage. That's great. But yeah, I love Sonic 3 because I like the way it looks. I like the music. The music's probably the best in the trilogy, in my opinion. Well, it was. I'll get into more detail when we get to those stages later, but yeah, I love Sonic 3. It's my favorite classic Sonic game, by far. This one also is different too, because if you play this game on original hardware, or if you go in classic mode, I think it's in anniversary mode too, if I remember correctly. You can push this rock, I think. Yeah, you can push this rock. Okay, but yeah, if you go into anniversary mode or play classic mode of Sonic 3, this game's got a save system. Yeah, unlike the other games in the series, this actually saves your progress. So that's really cool. But we're come over here and we'll notice something. It's like, uh-oh, what's going on here? A giant robot's coming down here, causing Angel Island to go in the Gulf of Flames. Oh no, now everything's bad. But if you get 50 rings and you pass a checkpoint, you can jump into it like you can in Sonic 2 with the rings above you, and it takes you to a bonus stage. A bonus stage is different than a special stage. This all it does is it gives you free goodies and whatnot. You could go into this like jackpot mini game and get some more rings and whatnot. And eventually, if you hit this one kind of acts like the Sonic 1 special stages, where if you hit the goal, it'll take you out of this bonus stage. They're nothing more than to give you goodies. So we're just gonna jump down here and break this rock, and this will lead us to yet another special stage ring. So ideally, you can get pretty much almost every special, like, Chaos Emerald in the first zone of the game, kind of like you can in Sonic 2, but I'm not gonna go for all of them. I don't remember where all the giant rings are in Angel Island Zone. I know where most of them are, but I'm not gonna go for all of them. This one I'm probably gonna have the most practice with these special stages. I probably will mess up a couple times, I'm sure I will, but I always love blue spheres, and I think a lot of people like blue spheres because they made basically an endless mode of blue spheres. If you don't know, Sonic and Knuckles game cart was kind of weird. It allowed you to stack another Genesis game on top of it, and you can play those games connected that way. And it was kind of cool, and that's how you got to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, by connecting Sonic 3 with Sonic and Knuckles. But if you connect like any other Sonic game, like Sonic 1 well, I say any other Sonic game, like Sonic 1 or something like that, you can play an endless mode of blue spheres. They have like over 1 million levels of blue spheres you can play if you just want to play the special stages. But yeah, there's also other goodies you could do with Sonic and Knuckles too. Like you can put Sonic 2 on Sonic and Knuckles, and that causes you to play as Knuckles in Sonic 2, so that's kind of cool. I'll go ahead and try to get this because it's getting a little bit too hairy now. I'm probably not going to get the perfect here, unfortunately, because I saved those rings for last, and you never want to do that if you want to go for perfect. I'm not going to go for perfect every time because it's just nothing more than getting an extra life. That's all it is. Yeah, there we go. We got 2 Chaos Emeralds already. We're going to be doing quite a bit of work in this game. Getting the Chaos Emeralds is honestly the first thing we got to do, but that ain't going to be the only thing we got to do. But I'll get into more detail on it when we get later in the game. So we got these eels here. I'm kind of glad Tails is joining us in this adventures too again, because I always like having Tails as my buddy here, because I can still use him like I can in Sonic 2. Or you can jump up and he can kind of fly you over this way. We get ourselves a new item. This is a magnet shield, an electric shield. What this does is essentially, it protects you obviously because of the shield, but it'll attract rings, nearby rings to you. So they'll come flying into you and whatnot. But you can also use this as a double jump. You can use this as, if you push the A button again, like you do with the instant shield, Sonic will do a double jump, and that's kind of cool. That's really nice. This is a fire shield. What this does is essentially it protects you from all flame attacks, but if you push A, it'll cause Sonic to dash forward. So it's really good for this boss because this boss has fire, and it pretty much protect us from flame. See, it'll attack me with flame here, and nothing happened to me. This boss is kind of a joke anyways. So yeah, you can use the fire shield to dash, so it kind of gives him not a homing attack, but just more of a forward momentum attack and whatnot. But yeah, one thing that's different from the other Sonic games is at the end of Act 1, there's a boss. Yeah, there's a mini boss at the end of Act 1 of every stage. And then at the end of Act 2, you got your obvious Robotnik boss fight, so that's kind of neat. I do like that it's different. And not only that, the stage continues from where you're at. So that's kind of cool. And right off the bat, we got our 3rd giant ring here. But yeah, that's pretty much that. There's a lot of stuff in Sonic 3 that I can go over. I really like Sonic 3. I don't like talking about Sonic 3. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Sonic 3 will always be one of my favorite games of all time. Because it was like my first Sonic game I truly beat. So I beat it for the first time in my life, and it was so I was so happy when I finally beat a classic Sonic game. But nowadays, it's hard for me to tell. When somebody asks me, what's your favorite Sonic game? It's always either between this or Mania. Mania's so good. Oh, man. I like Mania, too. So it's hard for me to decide between this or Sonic Mania if I like this one more. But yeah, these special stages are kind of my forte. I like these special stages a lot. This one is my favorite special stage by far. This one's the best one in my opinion. I can definitely see why it's not someone's favorite though, because oh lordy, I could see this giving someone motion sickness though, because if you're not doing these tight turns and whatnot, it kind of changes the whole grid and whatnot, and I can see why this gives people motion sickness. So just gonna keep following this path here. I think we're gonna come out with no perfect again, but that's okay. I'd rather get the Chaos Emerald than worry about perfect. So now we got 3 Chaos Emeralds, man. We already got like almost half of them. We're almost at an extra life too, man. We're just racking up the lives today, aren't we? That's good. All right, so now we just come down here and just kind of bust through this wall here. But unfortunately, if you hit water, your fire shield goes away. Same goes with the electric shield, but we're gonna get our third shield here. This is a bubble shield. This shield is very important for underwater segments because this allows you to breathe underwater, but that is probably the most important thing that the shield does. It allows you to breathe underwater, but if you push A, it causes Sonic to bounce and make his jump a little bit higher than normal. I wouldn't say it's like double jump worthy, but yeah, it allows him to bounce and allow him to kind of get a little bit higher edge and whatnot. It's really good when you're underwater as well. But we're gonna come down here and gonna bust through this wall here. Keep going through this way. I do like Angel Island Zone music a lot. I'm sorry, I just really do. It's really good. Hit that switch and cause the water to recede and try to avoid that thing. Well, let's see if we can get a different bonus stage. No, we're still gonna get this one. There's 3 different types of bonus games you can get in the bonus stages. You can get this slot machine, you can get a pinwheel machine, or not pinwheel machine, it's like a gumball machine you can jump into, and the other one's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of weird, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I don't want to spoil everything. We've already seen this one. But yeah, that's kind of that in a nutshell. I'm gonna try to get, oh man, didn't hit all that guy here. All right, come over here and watch out for the disappearing steps here. But I think if we come down, can I hit the, no, we can't hit those. That's fine. Gonna jump this way, and wow, watch out for the piranha plant there. I wouldn't say piranha plant, that's Mario, man. I don't know what's up here. I don't really take this route up here. Let me see if I can see what's up here. I don't think I've been up here before. Is this a, oh wow, I don't think I've ever been up this way before. That's kind of weird. All right, well, Tails, I have no other way to go besides this way. So take me up there, buddy. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going down these loops and jump across this lake chasm here. Actually, I think there's something else down here. I don't know what those things, yeah, there it is. There's our 4th special stage. All right, so this one's kind of an odd one. You got these boxes in the middle of these bumper things here, because if you hit the bumper, it just kind of bounces you back and whatnot, so you kind of have to watch out for them. What you got to do when you're inside one of these things is you got to make a box inside the box, if that makes any sense. So once you do that, then you can grab the rings and then get out of it that way. It took me a little bit to figure out what to do when I was younger. You jump across these things and mess up. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this one. I kind of figured I was gonna mess up one of these eventually, but yeah, we just got to do that. Collect the rings is good. These episodes might be a little bit longer because the stages in Sonic 3 are a lot longer than Sonic 2 or Sonic 1 for that instance. Man, I was going backwards. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try this again. But yeah, these stages are a lot longer than the other Sonic games, so it might take a little bit longer to get through these stages. I remember back when I did my Let's Play of this game years ago. It's like one of my first, like the fourth Let's Play I've ever done in my Let's Play career. I had to break these up into parts with these Act 1 and Act 2s because that was back then when YouTube had 10-minute time limit or 15-minute time limit. That wasn't fun. Now we don't have to worry about that no more. We haven't had to worry about that for a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and do this again. Okay, hit this one. I think we gotta hit these in the... Okay, this is gonna be weird. Oh man. Okay, I'm kind of somewhat back to where I was here, so we're just gonna have to keep going there. There's a big segment of blue spheres in the middle of this stage here, on the fourth one. Oh gosh, gosh, how am I gonna get this one? This is kind of awkward. Okay, I got it. Okay. Oh gosh, darn it. There we go. Oh god, that was nerve-wracking. Anyways, this right here, you can turn this into a square too, or you can kind of complete the square here. You just have to go around the edges of it, and that turns them all into rings. So yeah, it isn't just a box you have to do in order to do that. You can go around like odd shapes like that, as long as you go around the outside edge of the blue sphere like shape, if that makes any sense. But anyways, we got our fourth Chaos Emerald. Oh lordy. Yeah, I kind of figured that the fourth special stage was gonna give me trouble, because it always does. I don't know why. The fourth special stage in Sonic 3 always gives me a little bit more trouble than it needs to. I remember having to practice that one a lot when I was younger. These platforms disappear. I don't know if these are rocks. When I was younger, I literally thought these were rafts, and I'm like, how does that work? And like, older me tells me, it's like, how does that even work? How does these rafts can't like appear in a waterfall like that? That's kind of weird to think that, but I was young. I played this when I was like 5. Okay, give me a break. I didn't know what those were. But yeah, we're at the end of the stage. So as soon as we come up here, we're gonna... Let me see if I can get it something else. Yep, this is the other special bonus stage I was talking about. This is the weird one. You kind of have to use these magnetic bubbles. I don't know how to describe it, but you kind of launch yourself up here. Whenever you hit these little dots here, they can give you a power-up. So you can use this to get more rings, as well as get different power-ups, like different shield types. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of move myself around here. You just kind of have to fling yourself whenever you're doing this. This is kind of a weird way to describe it. The black thing right there is nothing more than a bounce pad in a sense. There's an extra life there. Man, I'm just racking up the lives today, aren't I? I mean, that's a good thing. To get more coins for whenever we get to... Oh, there's another one. Yeah, there we go. But there's another one. Oh my god. Well, I'm not going to get that one, unfortunately. That's fine. Once you get to the top there, you exit the bonus stage. But one thing I forgot to mention in that bonus stage is you can fail it by going into the... There's a water level that will keep rising up as soon as you get upwards towards it. But this segment was always one of my favorites growing up, because you're outrunning a plane that's dropping carpet bombs on you. And for some reason, Tails always gets caught up in one of these. I say that, and he's not going to do it this time. But Tails, whenever I was younger, he'd always... Maybe it's because it's this version of the game. But whenever you're playing the original, Tails always runs with you, but never tries to go farther than you. So as soon as he gets to your position, he always stops and then has to go and try running it back at you again. And it's kind of a weird way to describe it, but yeah, he always gets caught in those carpet bombs. Anyways, this is Robotnik in a giant flamethrower machine. He's gonna come over here and start attacking you with flames, but I have the flame shield, so it's not gonna hurt me at all. So, Eggman, you you done goof, dude. This boss is pathetic if you have a flame shield. You can fall off and die in that pit right there, but at the end of the stage, you just have to hit the animal capsule like you do at every Sonic game. But we got through Act 2 of Angel Island Zone. And one thing I always like about Sonic 3 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles in particular is the transition between zones. I come over here and see, oh hey, it's Knuckles again, and he's gonna drop a trick thing, and he's gonna land us in the next zone. But this is Hydro City Zone. I'm gonna be going in that debate next episode. So the next episode of Let's Play Sonic Origins Plus, we're going to be going through Hydro City Zone. I'll see you guys in the next episode.